see if Henry Coleman for the Aggies, 6'8", 245 pounds, can handle the strength and size of this Kentucky team. Kentucky coming off the most impressive game all season long in their big win over Tennessee.
They scored 107 points in that game, led by the sensational freshman Ty Washington. Wildcats in blue. The hometown Aggies in gray as Grady fires up a three and misses. Henry Coleman, the Duke transfer, on the rebound. The starting five for the Aggies, a number of transfers, including Coleman, Tyrese Radford, the Virginia Tech transfer, Marcus Williams from Wyoming. He's been terrific as the starting point guard.
Man-to-man by both teams to start this game. Buzz Williams will change a few things up if he's got to slow this Kentucky team down. Kentucky, the fastest team in college basketball.
Radford on an open triple, hits the back iron, and Kentucky, the #1 rebounding team in the country, gets the carom at Tshiebwe. All the way, it's Wheeler, drive and kick to Brooks on an open look, no. And the rebound tracked down by Andre Gordon. Kentucky will start Oscar Tshiebwe, the nation's leading rebounder, patrolling the paint. Wheeler, the transfer from Georgia. And again, Ty Washington having a great freshman campaign as Marcus Williams gets the first basket of the game.
Williams, a transfer from Wyoming, plays the game with confidence, not afraid to take big shots. He has started every game for Buzz Williams, has been outstanding.
Speaking of outstanding, Ty Washington, silky smooth in every facet of his game.
You know what? He's fun to watch. His numbers are absolutely brilliant from the field, 52%. 41% over three-point shooting, and over 80% from the free throw line.
The only player in the SEC to put up that three-number duo.
And he's a freshman.
Foul inside. That'll go against Washington.
You know, we talked about the matchup and the fact that A&M's going to have to rebound and be physical with this Kentucky team. The other part is keep an eye on the backcourt. We know that Wheeler, we know that Ty Washington are outstanding, but what A&M has proven in their win streak and being 15-2, that Marcus Williams is not afraid to play against anybody, and neither is Andre Gordon. They're good off the bounce, and when Wade Taylor IV comes in, another guy that's aggressive with the bounce, attacks defensive teams.
Henderson misfires on the first free throw.
Henderson, the transfer from Arkansas, has played well as of late. Started the last 8 games.
Tough shot inside by Coleman.
And keep an eye, Williams has got to keep Wheeler out of the paint. Wheeler's quickness and speed, his ability to change speeds and attack. Wheeler's a good defender, but he's got his hands full.
Wheeler up top finds Washington. Washington on a pull-up jumper, no. Brooks top floor for the rebound. He can't miss. He can't connect. And here comes Radford.
Buzz Williams will like the pace up on the offensive end. Beauty.
Nice take by Tyrese Radford. Air ball. Tshiebwe there for the follow.
Not surprising. You got to put a body on him. There wasn't a body. Long rebound though. Air ball usually goes to the offensive team.
And out of bounds to the Aggies. 4-4 game. 16:59 to go first half. Texas A&M trying to get off to a 5-0 start in conference play. They're off to their best start in 6 years. They've won 8 consecutive games. They're undefeated here at Reed Arena.
Yeah, 2 road games already in the SEC, at Georgia, at Missouri. Williams again.
Williams rattles one home. What an addition he has been from Wyoming. And we welcome everybody into a sold-out Reed Arena in College Station, Texas. The Aggies trying to improve to 5-0, looking for their 9th consecutive win against the number 12 team in the land, the Kentucky Wildcats. Alley-oop, and there's Brooks missing on the business end and cleaned up by Marcus Williams.
Missed time by Brooks. Kentucky 2 of 8 to start this game. A&M comfortable so far on the offensive end. They're 3 of 5.
3.
Wow.
And an air ball. Texas A&M comes into this game number 1 in the league in three-point shooting. Brooks with an and one. A reach-in foul on Gordon as Keon Brooks was gliding to the basket.
One of the things Buzz Williams told his team today, we've got to get back on defense. They're an outstanding three-point shooting team, but if you miss, Kentucky will run, and they've got size to finish at the rim. Brooks, who missed the easy one last possession down, that one he'll finish.
Mike Morgan, John Sunvold, great to be with you on this Wednesday night affair. 2 of the top 3 teams in the SEC right now, record-wise. As Brooks can't get the free throw to go, score remains deadlocked at 6. Rise and fire 3, hits a lower corner of the backboard and out of bounds to Kentucky, and that'll bring us to our first media timeout as we step aside. Wildcats 6, Aggies 6 from College Station. At 6 apiece, he is the shooter, John Sunvold. I am Mike Morgan. Great to be with you. I mean, really great to be here at this venue, John. This is the best crowd they've had here in quite some time. Let's talk about this Aggies team, right? There is the surprise of the SEC. They're 4-0. We're used to Buzz Williams' teams playing kind of a slow down, slow tempo, but this year they've been able to play a little more upbeat.
Yeah, this team will push the ball because they're good shooters. They've got better shooters than they've had before. They take a high percentage of shots. Now, what Buzz wants to do defensively, it may not want to be a track meet because you want to get back and not let Kentucky have easy buckets. But when you've got a crowd like this, if they can get some breaks and they get their shooters going, this Aggie team leads the SEC in three-point field goal percentage. Don't expect them to walk it up if they got a chance to push it up and try to find easy buckets against Kentucky.
Kentucky, the number 1 rebounding team in the country. They dominate the glass, and they've also shot the ball much better than they did a year ago. That's why John Calipari, when we talked to him today, that's about as upbeat as I've heard John during a shoot-around in the Wild. I think most of that comes from the fact he loves the makeup of this team. Yeah, he likes his team. He likes how they play, and obviously I think they played the best game in college basketball Saturday afternoon when they beat Kentucky 107-79. Yeah, 107 points against that Tennessee defense. That is no small task. Shot clock down to 6.
Great
Wheeler
trap.
is sandwiched and trapped, and a jump ball.
This is an active Aggie defense. You cannot get to the sideline and pick up the dribble. Wheeler got trapped, but they've got very active bodies on that Aggie side.
Aggies had the possession arrow. Tyrese Radford was in on that trap, and he means so much to this Aggie squad. The transfer from Virginia Tech, the man that Buzz Williams gave the nickname Boots because of the toughness that he displays.
Keep an eye on number 1, Marcus Williams, with the basketball. He's already hit 2 jump shots. When he gets comfortable, he's very good.
Kentucky man-to-man defensively. Andre Gordon probes the left side. Drive and kick to Radford. Up top, 3 to shoot. A runner, no on the bounce, and there's Tshiebwe on another rebound. Ty with a floater, left it short. Radford on the board. If that's the foul on Ty, that's his second with 14:57 to play.
Yeah, tough start. Shooting percentage tonight, different than he's been. He's 1 of 4 from the field. Like, he's got outstanding numbers. Over 50% from field goal, over 43 points, over 80 from the free throw line.
And the only player in the SEC, regardless of class, freshman, senior, fifth-year senior, to be able to claim those type of efficiency numbers, and his assist-to-turnover ratio is off the charts good, too. Not your typical 19-year-old.
Yeah, he leads the league. 2.7 assists to turnovers, leads the league. Odd for being a freshman to do that.
Extremely. Now Kellen Grady in the game. Boy, they've gotten so much production out of the transfer from Davison.
Active hands by Grady to knock it loose. Kentucky could not come up with the loose ball.
Shot clock under 5, inside, carving out space and banking it home is Henry Coleman.
In SEC play, Coleman averaging 18 a game, 4 games the last 4, 23, 14, 18, and 18, shooting nearly 70% in those games.
6'8" wide body transfer from Duke. Henry Coleman going to have to play big tonight. Weave up top as Grady hands it off to Wheeler with 4.
Great defense again.
Mintz has to launch a desperation shot, and that is all suffocating defense by the Aggies.
Communication, Mike, on the defensive end. Changing bodies, changing defenses, talking, trapping when the shot clock goes down. They get out and trap. Nowhere for Wheeler to go. If he sits on the ball, if he sits on the dribble, he'll have a long night.
Kentucky has not had many good looks yet, and just 3 for 11 from the field. Again, the Wildcats come in shooting 51% to lead the Southeastern Conference.
And the guy with the basketball, Williams, is the difference of their team from a year ago.
Williams up top. Into the corner to Radford. Guarded by Grady. Again, the shot clock continues to tick down, now under 5. Rise and fire 3, off the mark by Jackson, and then a whistle down low. It's going to go against the Aggies.
Yeah, Aaron Cash in the lineup. Junior college transfer from Grayson College. Active rebounder. They've got to keep him off the glass, not a big score. But he usually gives Buzz Williams and this Aggie team extra possessions on the offensive glass.
It's probably what it's going to take tonight, isn't it? Some extra possessions for A&M?
It really will. A&M's got to be solid on the defensive end. Right now, Kentucky not in sync offensively, not shooting the ball well, not quality shots. They're 3 of 12 from the field.
Inside, count the basket plus the foul for Henry Coleman.
Again, let's not sit back and think the Aggies will walk the ball up the floor. They will try to attack in different angles because they all can run. Henry Coleman's a big, but he can run rim to rim. He can space out. He would rather take it to the rim to finish the play.
4 points, 3 rebounds already for Coleman, who will complete the three-point play the hard way. Aggies up by 5.
1-2-2 defense, three-quarter. This is their cold defense because it's soft. When they call hot, they will try to trap the basketball.
Wheeler trying to set up the offense up top. Gets a ball screen, now into another trap, and stolen away. Aggies with number, here comes Radford, fouled from behind. John, we talked to Coach Calipari before this game. He knows all about this trap. He knows it's coming. The players worked on it in shoot-around this morning, but so far they've been stymied by it.
Well, Wheeler keeps sitting on the ball. What do I mean? He keeps it, and he gets the trap is coming. And the longer he stays on the bounce, guys like Tyrese Radford are outstanding with their quickness. He now goes to the free throw line. His feet move, his hands are active. If he gets you to where you pick up the dribble, you're in trouble. And that's the second time that Wheeler's picked it up right in front of him. And it's a turnover.
Radford, a great story out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, was not recruited by many Division I schools at all. Winds up going to Virginia Tech when Buzz Williams was the coach there. Didn't play much there either. Decided to follow Buzz to Texas A&M, and he has been such an addition. Inside, Collins tried to drop the hammer. Wheeler, tough shot off the back iron, and flying in for the board is Jackson.
If Wheeler lobs it, they've got to dunk.
And then a steal by Collins.
You know, Mintz now in the lineup has been outstanding. Maybe he can settle this Kentucky team down.
Wheeler that time takes it strong to the left side. Xavier Wheeler, third in the nation in assists. Number 1 in the SEC, but he's been scoring more of late as well.
Mike, what a good team has is when their guys that come off the bench are as good as the starters, and that's what A&M has. Hugh Richardson with the basketball, when he comes in, we're going to see Taylor coming in second as a point guard. They're just as good as the starters.
Oh, pretty move on a crossover pull-up by Marcus Williams. Did he do that at Wyoming?
Well, his confidence is high. Off to a great start tonight.
Originally out of Dickinson, Texas. Mintz on a drive. Alley-oop in there off his pogo stick is Damian Collins. Collins, freakish athlete who in time could be super. He's just undersized from a muscle standpoint right now, rail thin.
And Kentucky knows they can get lobs on the back end as long as they don't turn it over and keep their eyes open.
Follow up off the miss. It's Aaron Cash with the stick back. Brooks from the elbow. Book it.
Boy, back and forth. What a pace to this game early.
And you think A&M can keep up with them?
I do, because they're here. They're in this building. This crowd is on fire. They're electric.
Yeah, you and I have been to Reed Arena a number of times over the years. This is a different feel tonight. That's going to be a push foul on Grady. And that'll bring us to timeout with 10:32 to go. Aggies on top by 4 over Big Blue. Working John Sunvold. Let's get into some bracketology. Yeah, I know it's January the 19th, but who doesn't want to see where they stand right now? I'll tell you where the SEC stands in really good shape with a number of good teams. How Auburn's not number 1, that's a whole other discussion, but there they are on the 1 line, LSU on the 2 line, Kentucky on the 4. You see the normal cast of characters. Florida, by the way, beating Mississippi State before we signed on tonight. And there's Texas A&M with very little expectations, as Buzz Williams told us earlier today. Yeah, we were predicted second from last. I got a little chip on their shoulder. And right now, Joe Lunardi has the Aggies as the very first team out. Translation, if they pull off the upset tonight, he would certainly have them in the field of 68.
Yeah, a team that nobody knew about because of their new cast of characters, like many across college basketball. But what we got to see, and Mike, you and I got to do A&M in their loss to TCU.
Right.
But what we've seen over the last month and a half is the growth and the confidence of not only the transfers, but the guys that were here before, like Andre Gordon and Q Richardson, that have welcomed the new guys, and they're all together, right? They don't have any ego problems. They have no issues. They've been able now to go on the road, 3 straight road wins. They've been able to play well at home. We had them in their win against Arkansas, and they're confident from top to bottom that they can play with Kentucky tonight.
Yeah, a whole lot of confidence. They've won 8 in a row now. That game that you and I did where they lost to TCU, a very winnable game, by the way. They haven't lost a game since. They've rattled off 8 straight wins. They're 10-0 here at the friendly confines of Reed Arena, and they're 4-0 in the SEC. Best start in 6 years. What do you want to see out of Kentucky offensively?
Well, again, really to settle down. Every time they've gone into trouble, they're dribbling into trouble. Use the pass, use the bounce, space it a little more, get away from the double teams. And if it comes, get rid of it quickly.
Brooks with 5 to shoot. No. And a nice box out of Tshiebwe. They have done a pretty good job keeping Tshiebwe off the offensive glass.
A&M has allowed Keon Brooks a couple open looks. Right? They've trapped, they've doubled.
Tough shot. Tshiebwe brings it down.
Yeah, Taylor's taken 2 quick shots since he's been in. Had a bad performance against Missouri, went 0 of 7, which is unusual for the freshman guard.
Out of bounds to Kentucky. And Texas A&M will send Hassan Diarra in. Diarra, who was one of the heroes in that comeback win against Missouri. If you heard the post-game interview with Buzz Williams, he just gushes about Hassan Diarra, a young man that came from some really hard times in a hard environment back in Queens, New York. Got word from an AAU coach that he's known for 20 years that you need to look at this kid. Wound up giving him a scholarship and absolutely loves what he brings to the table. Out of bounds, it'll remain Kentucky basketball with 9 to shoot. Yeah,
Buzz described him as almost an assistant coach in his ability to tell the truth. And a lot of players don't like the truth, won't tell the truth. Hassan does it. Had the step back 3 in their win against Abilene Christian.
Sometimes you can't handle the truth, John Sunvold.
That's right, so don't say anything.
Brooks on a fade and fire. Shot. That's real tough. They're not getting good looks at all against this Aggies defense.
And 3 bodies around Tshiebwe.
Beautiful twisting take by a very talented freshman, Wade Taylor IV.
He's not afraid.
Grady pops out. The SEC's leading three-point shooter. All the way to the basket is Quentin Jackson.
So, partner, did you think they'd slow it down a little bit?
Whoa.
Not here, not here. Here they go.
A boost in tempo and a boost in crowd noise here at Reed Arena. They are loving what they're seeing thus far.
They were tailgating outside before this game. There were lines of students to get in this game. The white T-shirts were on everybody's chair.
Yep.
They are ready for Aggie basketball.
Now Quentin Jackson is kind of the elder statesman. He comes off the bench and he's still their leading scorer at 13 a game, 6'5" out of Los Angeles, California. He now, with the additions that they have with Marcus Williams and other guys, he doesn't have to play much point guard at all. They really have more versatility with their lineup this year.
A guy like Quentin Jackson, he'll be in the conversation for 6th man of the year in this league.
Yep.
He's now an A&M graduate, the first graduate in his family. Buzz has liked this kid. We saw him last year. He started roughly about 10 starts out of the 18 games that A&M played. They had all kinds of COVID issues. We've seen his progression as really only a slasher a year ago to now he's at 41% from three-point land. He's got the total package on the offensive end.
His game has certainly evolved, and you mentioned the issues a year ago. Not only did Texas A&M have a rough go of it record-wise, they went nearly a month without a game due to COVID. I mean, it was just a nightmare upon nightmare of a season. So these two teams didn't even play last year. Mintz on the baseline, hounded by Taylor. 5 to shoot. Wheeler to Grady.
Tough shot. Another tough shot.
Grady now 0 for 3.
Mike 6 for 21 from the field is Kentucky.
Beautiful dime drop by Taylor.
Well, look how quickly defense is getting back to shooting.
Grady, so un-Grady-like now, 0 for 4. He came in leading the entire SEC in three-point shooting at 46%.
Tough shots when they're challenged, but he usually makes open ones. There you saw Wade Taylor IV, Lancaster, Texas, dropping it off. We've already seen him score on the offensive end. Drops it off to Aaron Cash. Another 2 guys off the bench. What Buzz brings into the game off the bench really is no different than what he has starting this game.
Kentucky has missed its last 5 field goals. They are 0 for 8 from downtown. It's not a team that normally relies on the 3, but they certainly can hit them with guys like Grady and Washington. Again, they really missed Ty Washington. Now back on the floor with those two fouls.
And Ty's got to be careful too. Picks one off.
Right on cue. Washington blocked from behind, but a foul. So Ty comes off the bench, gets a steal, and will go to the line for a pair when we come back with 7:43 to go. The Aggies up by 8. Everything going well for Texas A&M. They're entertaining stuff here in College Station. Mike Morgan, John Sunvol, Texas A&M up by 10 over the Kentucky Wildcats. The Aggies trying to improve to 5-0 in conference play.
Off to a great start. A&M 53% from the field. Now they're 0 of 5 beyond the three-point line. We said that they were the leading three-point shooting team in the conference, but 0 of 5. But Kentucky has not been good. 6 of 22 from the field.
Aggies 14 of their 22 points in the paint. Buckets in transition, buckets on penetration. They have taken it right to Kentucky.
Yeah, they really have. And they've energized this crowd and kept them involved. Kentucky used to big crowds on the road, no doubt. But what they're best at is keeping a quiet crowd.
Right.
Everybody hush. This Aggie crowd is up and loud.
Washington.
Wow,
an empty trip for an 82% free throw shooter. I mean, Kentucky is just all kinds of out of sorts right now. Grady missing open threes. Ty missing free throws. Tshiebwe has been relatively quiet.
And if you're A&M, you want to keep taking advantage of poor offense by Kentucky.
There's that man we talked about, Hassan Diarra with the triple. Wildcats in a scoring drought that has lasted nearly 4 minutes. And a reach-in foul. A little too aggressive that time by Diarra.
Yeah, that far away from the basket. Ty not making an offensive move. Diarra not known as a long-range shooter, although he's made 35% this year, but capable, normally puts it on the floor, tries to get to the rim.
I was trying to think the last time we saw a team that went from dead last in three-point shooting and the very next year, number 1. That's what the Aggies have done so far.
Well, I'll promise you, partner, it was before the transfer rule.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah,
it was before the portal.
That's right.
You bring in 8 new guys, and you bring in better shooters than the 8 you sent out.
Better players, better results for that man who ordinarily in year 3, you go back to Marquette, you go back to Virginia Tech, and they make it to the NCAA tournament. In fact, in year 3 and beyond, you see all the NCAA appearances. That's what they're hoping for here in College Station. It's been a few years since they've gotten to the big dance, but it appears as if they've got a team that certainly is going to be able to compete for it. Buzz Williams from Van Alstyne, Texas, north of Dallas. He was talking to us about that. He said, I graduated from a high school class of 44 people. There were no traffic lights, population 1,800. He was a student manager at Navarro Junior College, then NAIA, and eventually got his first assistant coaching job as Wade Taylor takes it to the rack.
How explosive has Wade Taylor been early in this game?
Tough shot by Wheeler. There's Tshiebwe on the offensive glass. So hard to box out number 34 in blue.
When you've got active guys who can take it to the rim, Tshiebwe just positions himself for that offensive board.
Into traffic. Tough shot that time by Taylor. Ran into a brick wall.
And Buzz Williams got 5 guys ready to come in.
Wheeler turns it over. 3-on-1. Follow, yes, Quentin Jackson. Toppin takes it strong, left it short, gets his own rebound.
Boy, good hustle.
Mintz on a 3. Kentucky remains ice cold from outside. Now 0 for 9. 0 for 9 from behind the arc for the Wildcats.
And that was a good look for Mintz. Good hustle by Toppin to keep that ball alive. He missed the point back. And then here's the look off of Diarra's fingers. 6'2", trying to block out 6'9".
Wheeler now hounded by Marcus Williams. Mintz takes it strong around the horn into the hands of Wheeler on an open 3, and that drought is over. Savir hits the tray, and it's a 10-point game.
So the guy who makes 20% that the Aggies want to have shooting knocks it in.
1 for 10 now from downtown is Big Blue. Coleman sets up Williams on a 3.
Yeah, tough shot. He didn't really get it in rhythm.
Wheeler tries to feed Tshiebwe, but that pass is wide of the mark. Oscar saying, hey, I had the position. You got to put that one on target.
And Cal saying, let him get set. Tshiebwe got in there, was moving, wasn't set to catch. Turnover.
9th turnover of the half now on Kentucky. And the Aggies give it right back as Williams tosses it out of bounds.
That miscommunication. What's great is watching the guys on the floor, Williams and Andre Gordon, talking to each other about where he thought the other was going. Communication. at the highest level.
Now the good news for Kentucky, I don't know if things could have gone much worse in the first 15 minutes of this game. They're still only down 10.
You know, think of the Aggies game on Saturday at Missouri. They were down 12-0 before they scored, and if Missouri would have played better offensively, could have been maybe ahead by 20, 24 points.
Right.
Did not stretch it far enough. Aggies came back to win.
Yeah, A&M went nearly 8 minutes to start that game without a point. Grady remains chilly. Tshiebwe does what he does, and he'll go to the line for a pair. Now on Tuesday, we'll have a men's basketball doubleheader for you. We're featuring the second game, and we're featuring Jabari Smith. If you haven't seen him yet, he might be the #1 pick in the draft. He leads #2 Auburn against Mizzou in Columbia. Coverage of that game starts at 8:30 Eastern Time right here on the SEC Network. Is there anything not to like about Auburn right now?
No. They're playing at a high level. They defend, they run, they defend the rim, they shoot it.
Tshiebwe already with 7 rebounds to go along with 5 points.
He's had an incredible start of his season, hasn't he?
He really has, and the kind of young man you pull for in athletics. If you get a chance to speak with him, as you and I have, he's humble, down to earth, just wants to go out there, help his team win.
Four ball games, over 20 rebounds.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Timeout on the floor, 3:57 to play. Aggies up by 8. One of the best atmospheres we've seen in this building in a while, and quite frankly, one of the best atmospheres in the SEC this year, because they're excited about this team and this matchup. Plenty to be excited about in the SEC. The net rankings, most teams in the top 50 from this league: Auburn, LSU, Kentucky, Tennessee, all in the top 15, and then Bama, Florida, and Mississippi State hovering just past number 50 at around 52, depending on what hour you refresh it, would be Texas A&M. This by far and away, Sonny, would be the best win on their resume.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, they have a resume that they've now put in front of people that can only build if they keep winning. There's no doubt.
Again, the Aggies come into this game. They've won 8 in a row, 10-0 here at Reed Arena.
And Radford's been terrific defensively out front. Watch the communication of the switching.
Grady lost it. Tshiebwe had it. Got it blocked. Gets it back. Tries to dunk it. Misfires. Here come the Aggies the other way. Williams on the drive. Leaves it off to the big man. That's Henry Coleman on the finish.
Aggies have had no problem with their backcourt getting to the rim, getting to the lane. The bigs of Kentucky have to help out. Bigs of A&M wide open to the rim.
A lot of contact, and there is the whistle as Bryce Hopkins takes it strong.
Yeah, this is a different Aggie team than people can remember a year ago if you've not seen them play. There's the transfer Marcus Williams. Again, if you don't pick him up and don't stop, he is confident enough to finish the play by himself, can pull up for jump shots, is terrific at assisting on baskets. He had about 3 or 4 down the stretch in the Missouri win that were terrific. He dropped them off to Coleman.
I remember before the first A&M game you and I had about a month ago or so, and you were watching film on Marcus Williams at Wyoming, and you really thought he could be a factor in this league, and obviously he has been.
Well, he's got good size. He's 6'2", about 200 pounds. And then there's a swagger, a confidence about him that when he got here for Buzz Williams' team, again, maybe a chip on his shoulders, wasn't highly recruited out of Dickinson, Texas, comes back to his home state and has been absolutely terrific.
The freshman Bryce Hopkins splits the freebies. He'll go back to the bench. Wheeler will come back in for Kentucky.
Funny thing is, you take out Marcus Williams, and then here comes the true freshman Wade Taylor. We've already seen what he can do. Makes jump shots, blows by people. Very confident with the basketball.
He might be a good one in this league for years to come.
Yeah, really is going to be.
Radford, strong drive. Blocked. And then stolen away. Coleman on Tshiebwe. Took it right at the shot blocker.
And we have seen 2 or 3 times when Kentucky gets a rebound, they double him right there so they can't get the ball out. and get it on a break. If the release is quicker by the bigs for Kentucky and get the ball out of there, they'll have chances to score.
Mintz hounded. And an offensive foul. He got frustrated by Wade Taylor being all over him and then wound up committing the offensive foul.
I'm always interested if the referee called that or did Buzz in the sideline call it.
I think Buzz
because it was about a 2-second whistle delay, right?
Yeah.
Taylor went down, and I think the official looked over there and went, wonder what happened.
2.5 to go in the first half, 11-point game. Steal by Tshiebwe. Wheeler, shake and bake to Brooks, hanging, firing, missing.
Now, how physical have the Aggies been with Kentucky right at the rim?
And they're not the biggest team out there. Certainly Kentucky has more size.
Well, take a look at Radford. He's 6'2".
Right.
He's kind of their small forward / big forward sometimes.
Rebound of the air ball. Follow is no good.
Boy, look at the fight by the Aggies.
So much of it, in fact. Another take, another block. Gordon can't get it to the rim. Mintz the other way. Mintz got it to go off the window and in. A chance for three the hard way for Davion Mintz.
Well, we knew it's going to be a fight. And Mintz has been around a long time. He has played terrifically the last week and a half of basketball, shooting the ball well, being aggressive, coming off the bench, giving great minutes to Cal's team.
Yeah, such a luxury to have a guy like Mintz who can play the 1 or the 2 off the bench. This is a guy that could start for most college basketball teams across the country.
Yeah, 13 points, averaging in his last 5. Boy, they have not shot the ball well, though.
They continue to struggle at the line, 5 for 10, but an offensive rebound.
They'll be happy to change ends, partner, at halftime.
Yes, they will. Wheeler with a creative bucket, just sweeping that running hook shot for the left side.
And for all of us gushing about the Aggies, Kentucky only down 7.
Oh, yeah, right there. A team with a whole lot of spurtability, that's for sure. Strong take, erased by Tshiebwe. Oscar Tshiebwe, off ball, came over and just knocked it away.
And softly blocked it.
Yeah.
I mean, softly blocked it. But again, I'm more concerned if I'm Kentucky's bench that you got beat off the dribble again.
Right.
Radford went right by.
Straight line drives. They've been working all night for Texas A&M. Kentucky's best offense has been second half points. Turnover on Tshiebwe. Ahead of the pack. Slam City for Jackson. Wheeler to Toppin and a silencer.
Boy, how about the noise in this crowd?
Deafening.
Woo!
I mean, they brought their A game in the seats tonight. A&M has brought it on the hardwood.
Active hands, active feet, communication. They've been able to force turnovers. And when they get out and run, Quentin Jackson is as good as any in this league at finishing. But I want you to notice he finishes 2 blue, 3 blue jerseys, but Aggies already had 4 guys down there.
Right.
I mean, they are at a dead sprint on both ends of the floor.
They have taken it to the Wildcats in this first half, no question about it. On Friday night, we have a gymnastics triple header for you right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. It's number 3 Florida and the Georgia Gym Dogs. Going to start it at 6 Eastern. And then it's number 10 Alabama hosting 9th ranked Kentucky. Wrapping up the night with number 11 Arkansas and number 5 LSU. He is John Sunvold. I am Mike Morgan. Thank you so much for stopping by this Wednesday night doubleheader action. Florida knocking off Mississippi State before we signed on. The Aggies trying to become one of the better stories, not only in the SEC, but maybe the country if they can pull this off. Win 9 in a row, improve to 5-0 in the league, and 16-2 overall. Final 36 seconds of the half. Jackson probes the baseline, but threw it right in the direction of Tshiebwe.
Tshiebwe's so good. Quick with his feet, active with his hands.
Shot clock is off. We'll see where Kentucky goes for the final shot attempt.
Grady in one corner, Mintz in the other corner.
Well, we see a drive and kick by Wheeler. There's the drive, the spin. Oh, Wheeler!
Wow.
In between two defenders. That's his highlight for half number one, and it gives Kentucky a little momentum going into intermission.
Wow, what a move. The spin, back to him. Jackson's in front of him, could not stop him.
Great first half. The Aggies shooting 50% from the floor, 35-30. Our halftime score as we take you to studio. Station, Reed Arena, a sellout crowd. The Aggies trying to improve to 11-0 in this building. 35-30 our score at the half. He is John Sunvold. I am Mike Morgan. John, let's be honest. I think a lot of people were skeptical about A&M.
Yeah.
What would they do against big bad Kentucky? How would they go against the top rebounding team in America? Well, they're up one in the rebounding category, and they outplayed Kentucky.
Yeah, let's think of this. We knew they'd get bench points. They got 17 of their 35 points off the bench. But how about this? A&M has more paint points than Kentucky, and they have more fast break points than Kentucky. And you would never think that when you're playing against a Kentucky Wildcat team.
You see the bench points as well. I mean, Tshiebwe does Oscar Tshiebwe things, which is snatch a ton of rebounds. He did that, but overall, Kentucky cold shooting. Ty Washington picked up 2 quick fouls, and it was Texas A&M dominating the paint. Texas A&M getting fast break points to go up by 5. Now, here's the good news if you're Kentucky. Not a whole lot went right the first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And here they are, one of the top teams in the country, and they're only down 5. So what do you expect to see different in this second half?
Well, still being aggressive. Ty Washington, because of his 2 fouls, only took 4 shots, only made 1. Grady was 0-5 from the field. They've got to make shots, right? I thought Henry Coleman was terrific in the first half. We wondered if he could handle the size and the physicality of this Kentucky team. He did.
Washington handing off to Brooks. A lot of what you just saw there, deflected passes for Kentucky. A&M very active.
Interchangeable parts defensively. And I think what Cal's looking for is when there's a mismatch, right? Keon Brooks has the ball at 6'7". When Gordon at 6'2" switched off on him, Brooks took it right to the rim.
Second foul on Ethan Henderson. Keon Brooks, the junior out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, will go to the free throw line.
I think this is the difference maker to their team. They've got a lot of pieces, a lot of parts when they play great. They got a lot of weapons, but I think Keon Brooks is a guy that can make a difference. When he's playing really well, everything goes right.
And he's accepted, I think, his role on this team. And he's like everybody else that comes to Kentucky, right? Blue chip, All-American, used to being the guy. He's not the guy on this team, he's the glue guy.
Yeah, he really is. Both ends of the floor, defensively, offensively, plays above the rim. Explosive, can guard, can run. But this is the start that Kentucky wants. You get to the foul line early. See if they can settle the crowd down. And this crowd has been at a fever pitch from the moment we walked in, Mike.
It's been deafening noise for most of the evening so far. We'll see if the Aggies can keep them joyous here at Reed Arena. 3
good ball handlers on offense, Williams, Gordon, and Radford for the Aggies.
Radford in the corner, up top to Gordon, working on Grady. Shot clock down to 7. Gordon, crossover, and throws it out of bounds, wide of the mark to Radford. Good defense by Kentucky.
I know everybody talks about the first 4 minutes of the second half. It's important.
Yeah. Grady's up there at the top of your screen, number 31. Scoreless so far, 0 for 5 from the field. Wheeler trapped again. That's been happening all game to Xavier Wheeler. And the Aggies have it, get it out. Grady got it into Tshiebwe's hands. 5 to shoot. Washington. No. Tshiebwe. Wheeler unloads a three. Got it from the top, and we're tied at 35.
What a possession to keep the basketball.
The least threatening three-point shooter for Kentucky, Tshiebwe Wheeler, has hit the most. And Wheeler on a steal. Full throttle front court. Wheeler all the way. Leaves it off for Brooks. And out of bounds off Kentucky.
Boy, missed opportunity. Good steal by Wheeler. The pass from Williams was too low for Henderson to handle the basketball. When he threw it that low, that puts it right in Wheeler's wheelhouse.
Wheeler active hands to start this second half. Kentucky starts off on a 5-0 run. And Wheeler tried to get the steal. A little too much contact across the body of Tyrese Radford.
Shorter players love the fact that they can play everything down low. So anytime a ball's being dribbled in front of them, their hands are below the knees of the offensive player.
Did those guys drive you crazy, the little guys?
Yes. Not that I was that big myself. But what a battle. What a battle.
Grady lost it. Oh, a tough game for Grady. Here come the Aggies all the way to the hole. It's Diarra.
You know, I think smart play by Ty Washington not to pick up his third foul. Don't even challenge. It's just one bucket.
Wheeler probing, lost his handle to Brooks. And a foul on the Aggies.
Take a look earlier. Kellen Grady simply loses control of the basketball. Diarra is going to take it into Ty Washington's body. Smart play. Easy bucket, no foul. You know, the possessions by Kentucky, Mike, have been really out of sorts. Right? Tshiebwe Wheeler keeps with the basketball, nearly turns it over, but they maintain the possession and go into the free throw line.
You think about it this way as Brooks misfires on the first free throw. Grady and Washington, who have provided a whole lot of offense here of late for the Wildcats, combined 1 for 10.
Yeah, wow.
So now, you know, Tshiebwe, as good as he is, the offense doesn't go through him.
Yeah.
And then Tshiebwe Wheeler is more of a facilitator. So where are you going to get those buckets?
But I think sometimes Wheeler will take it on himself, which he has tonight, right? To make a big shot or two, or at least to take it to the rim by himself.
Yeah, Wheeler leading the way with 12 points, 5 field goals. Pass out to the wing. Into the hands of Coleman, working on Toppin. Coleman goes to work inside. Cash somehow sneaks it through beyond the outstretched arms of Toppin. Just a bad pass. Grady has to leave his feet, could not corral it.
Wheeler has a tendency to throw one-handed passes off the dribble. You can't get it back.
Right.
When it leaves that hand. That was wild, out of control. I believe he has 6 turnovers.
That is un-Wheeler-like. That's a part of his game he's really improved this season, the transfer from Georgia. Diarra on a 3. Tapped around, Cash. Strong take all the way to the rack. It's Marcus Williams.
A&M doing a lot of slip screening on the offense. They're not setting the screen. Guys are getting open long shots, long rebounds.
Timeout, Kentucky.
Yeah, Marcus Williams knows how to finish, how to play. He has had a terrific game. 8 points. Aggies still up.
Brought to you by Allstate.
It has been active hands all night long on the defensive end, and it's caused turnovers and easy finishes for this Aggie team. Q Jackson, seen him do this a number of times over the last couple of years. again put his name in the category for 6th man of the year in this league because he'll get many votes.
He certainly will. Top scorer for the Aggies. They like him coming off the bench. Everything is different. I mean, he's 3rd on the team in minutes played, so it's not as if he doesn't have starters minutes, but he does come off the bench initially and is the most consistent scorer that they have. You combine that with the additions of Marcus Williams and Henry Coleman, Radford and Gordon. That's how you go from one of the worst teams in the league a year ago to potentially one of the best this year.
And we could see their confidence is building all season long. I think a turning point, they went out to Oregon State. Now Oregon State was a Sweet 16, Elite 8 team last year, but they're not very good. But a true road game, and A&M controlled that game and won it from start to finish. But you win a true road game before league play, get your confidence at a high level.
Kentucky has turned it over 3 out of the last 4 possessions. They have not been sharp handling the basketball.
And now Wheeler out of the lineup. Ty Washington handle at the point, as is Mintz.
Toppin to Tshiebwe in the trees and fouled on the floor by the Aggies.
Boy, look how many Aggies are around that basketball in the paint.
Swarming.
Oh my goodness.
Swarming defense by the Aggies. Timeout on the floor. 5-point game in College Station. Well, we talked about all the transfers for Texas A&M. Perhaps none bigger than Henry Coleman. He's been terrific in this game tonight. 9 points, 4 rebounds, couple of steals as well. He's been an enforcer for Texas A&M.
Yeah, bigger in size and bigger by numbers all season long. And when he's got into conference play, he's averaging 11 points on the season, but conference he's at 18.3 in the first 4 games. He's been dominating down low, shooting about 70%. Tonight he's 4 of 5 from the field. So he has delivered in the biggest moments so far tonight, and that was the question.
Yeah, so often we see the opposite is true, right? Guys feast on the mid-majors in November, December. Conference play rolls around, and you see a decline. As you mentioned, not the case for Coleman. 18-6 in SEC play. And even though they're not the biggest team out there, I mean, he plays awfully big and makes up for some of the lack of size elsewhere.
And why the numbers are so good is because after you play all the early games, you've been scouted.
Yep.
Every SEC team knows how you play, knows your strengths, they know your weaknesses, and Coleman has responded, especially in the bigger moments.
How about this? The Aggies, 30 of their 41 points in the paint.
And how solid have they been on the defensive end?
So good. And Ty has been off, but a foul. Slap on the wrist, says the veteran official Tony Green.
This will be the 5th and 6th free throw already this half for Kentucky.
4 consecutive SEC Players of the Week award for Ty. Last guy to do it, Devin Booker. He turned out to be pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. Good name. We all wondered he didn't start it all for Kentucky.
That's right.
He was pretty good.
On Sunday, the 11th annual We Back Pat Week continues with a women's basketball quadruple header that starts with 2 games right here on the SEC Network. Number 23, Kentucky hosting Ole Miss at noon. And then the 5th-ranked Lady Vols in Athens taking on number 13, Georgia. Kelly Harper and company, the only undefeated team in SEC play. 17-1 overall, 6-0 in the conference. Joni Taylor doing great work in her 7th year with the Georgia program. Back to a 3-point game. 15.5 minutes to play. Sellout crowd, Reed Arena.
I remember the first half when Wade Taylor, who has the basketball, came in. He was very aggressive. Tried to take it to the rim, get openings.
Diarra loaded up a wide open 3 from the wing. You can live with that shot. Good look. He shoots 35% on the year for 3.
And what's interesting, they really haven't settled for a lot of jump shots.
No. Again, 30 of their points have been in the paint. You would have expected those kind of numbers from Kentucky.
Yep.
Toppin to Mintz and back to Washington. Out of bounds to Kentucky.
And did it go off of Washington's leg? Buzz Williams thought so.
Buzz Williams has turned a shade of red.
Wow. That's tomato red.
That is tomato. I mean, that is a healthy looking shade of red.
He's trying to wonder if he saw, what did he see? Yeah, I think it was out on Diarra.
Might have gotten a break there. Well, doesn't matter. Ball don't lie, and neither does Henry Coleman. Grady. There it is. Kellen Grady, the SEC's top three-point shooter.
But how quickly, though, are these Aggies double-teaming the basketball? Different spots, different moments. You don't know where the doubler's coming from.
That is the first basket for Grady. A&M can't respond. Mintz tracks down the long rebound. Mintz crossover drive in traffic. No whistle. Here come the Aggies.
Well, I think Oscar had an easy lob. He was ahead of the crowd.
Diarra hammered by Toppin.
When they're aggressive defensively, Mike, what they've done is they push, and there are 4 Aggie jerseys out front in the easy finish. Terrific pass from the freshman. Taylor to Coleman. These are easy.
Diarra, the sophomore out of Queens, shooting 61% on the year. Knocks down the first. It's only the 6th free throw of the game for the Aggies. They're 3 for 6. Kentucky, meanwhile, enjoying life at the line as they often do, 10 for 16. Two for 2 for Diarra. And the lead for A&M is back to 4.
Wheeler back in the lineup.
Washington tries to thread the needle inside to Toppin, but it goes out of bounds.
You know, the angle is so tough. Washington goes to the left. Toppin is baseline. And as he cuts baseline, here comes the ball handler right into you. Toppin wants it in the air. It's just a tough play to make.
12th turnover on Kentucky tonight. Aggies trying to win their 9th in a row. They're off to their best start in 6 years. That was the Alex Caruso team, the last year for Caruso, also known by many as Bald Mamba, now enjoying life with the Chicago Bulls.
Good help by Diarra.
Diarra hounded by Mintz. To Taylor. Taylor probes the left side, nothing there. Inside Cash. Cash with a reverse on the big man Tshiebwe.
But how patient was he though when he caught it? Took a look around, no double team. Nobody on the weak side, took it up and under.
Masterful use of the pivot foot. And a steal by Taylor. Off and running ahead of the pack. Kicks it out for an open 3. Oh, I thought for sure Taylor was going to go all the way to the hole. And there's Toppin on the flush on the other end.
Taylor made the decision, Mike. Let's see. I can either lay it in or I'll try to bring the house down.
Right.
The house didn't come down.
No, you got to make it for the house to come down. House got quiet.
Yes, quickly.
Jackson, step back 3.
Oh, another tough shot. Not what they were doing in the first half.
4-point game, 12 and a half to play. Toppin. Rise and fire from the baseline and fouled on the jump shot, and I believe it's on Diarra.
Let's go back to what I talked about earlier. Because A&M is switching everything, at some point there's going to be a shorter player on a taller player. Diarra's at 6'2", Toppin's at 6'9". Toppin just put one bounce, went over the top for the jump shot.
That's the third foul on Diarra.
And Kentucky worked on that at shoot-around today. That they know they're going to switch. When a big gets a small on, either get him to the lane, go over him, or take one bounce, shoot your jump shot.
Now, Kentucky is just so long, as they typically are. Again, A&M is not a particularly big team, but yet they've been able to control this game in the paint for the better part of 28 minutes.
You know, Toppin has had some really good ball games. Played well at LSU. Team struggled. Wheeler went down. Washington went down in that game. They didn't shoot well, but Toppin had 14. Probably his best game as a Wildcat.
Transfer from Rhode Island gets it done at the free throw line, and it's a 2-point game. Little weave up top into the hands of Jackson. Where do the Aggies go for offense here?
Well, they've gone high pick and roll mostly, going downhill.
Skip pass, but no one's there to receive it. Andre Gordon could not catch up to that one. Turnover, Kentucky basketball when we come back. A 2-point game in College Station. 7:45 our score with 11:54 to play as we welcome you back inside a sold-out Reed Arena. Terrific environment thus far. Mike Morgan, John Sunville. John, we've been waiting on that Kentucky run, that patented Wildcat run. You know it's going to come at some point. When is it going to come, and how does Texas A&M respond? That might be the key.
Well, the Aggies have kept Kentucky out of rhythm, right? There's been no rhythm to make a run, unless you take bad shots and you have turnovers. Now, what A&M has done the last few possessions, I haven't liked their shots. Fadeaway threes, not running the offense, another three, now another turnover. Now, that ball went out of bounds. It wasn't a steal going the other way. That's what will allow Kentucky to get going. But they really have had no rhythm offensively, and credit that to the A&M defense.
A&M's defense has been terrific from the start of this ball game. They shot the ball better and got a lot of points in transition in that first half. Kentucky has slowed that up, though. They bottled them up a bit in the second half.
Yeah, they really have. They've shut down the lanes. They've shut down the avenues. Difference so far defensively is the Aggies switch everything. Kentucky doesn't switch a lot, right? They stay with their guys. They hedge on things on the pick and roll. They hedge it. So they're not switching as much as the Aggies do. But the Aggies are a smaller ball club.
A&M has led this game most of the way. We were last tied at 6. Kentucky still in search of its first lead of the game. 2-point game. Under 12 minutes to play.
And you still have the 3-point shooters, Grady and Mintz, in the lineup.
Obaseki on Mintz. Now Grady. Under 10 to shoot for Xavier Wheeler.
Switch and switch. Everything's a switch. Got a small on a big inside.
Wheeler trapped again. He keeps picking up his dribble. Gets it back, though, but that's a shot clock violation. I've never seen Xavier Wheeler kept in check like this.
You know, it's interesting because he knew there was a small on a big inside. He keeps trying to make the play.
Right.
When you're doubled, throw it up and in. You've got guys open, but he's keeping it in his hands, and they're just absolutely covering him up.
And you pick up your dribble against this group.
Oh, wow.
I mean, they're just going to – you're going to be in the middle of an Aggie sandwich, and that's not a good formula.
Andre Gordon has been quiet, 0 of 3, one of their better shooters.
Tough shot that time by Taylor. Here come the Wildcats. Wheeler on the attack. Wheeler just out of sync. I mean, everybody in blue right now just looks out of sync.
Again, Toppin wanted the lob.
Right.
Wheeler put it right in his chest as he was jumping for the lob.
Was that a problem for you back in the day? You wanted more alley-oops, and they kept throwing it to your chest?
I pointed up a lot. And they kept looking at me.
Sonny, I can't throw it that high. Your vertical leap, too good. Under 11 minutes to go, 2-point game. Williams been quiet in the second half. Marcus Williams almost made some noise there. Look at that rebound. Radford in traffic, gets hammered. Tyrese Radford. If there's a 6'2 guard in America that plays bigger than he does, I haven't seen him.
He leads the team in rebounding. You must put a body on him, and because he's 6'2", you think you don't have to. But we've seen enough games He is aggressive, quick, active, and very strong.
Originally out of Baton Rouge, transfer from Texas A&M.
You know, he played in the NCAA tournament last year for Virginia Tech. Had 18 points in their game against Florida.
And he led the Hokies in rebounding as well. In the ACC at 6'2", he's just a guy that has a knack for the basketball. Second one is good. 1 out of 2 from the line. The lead is 3. Mintz for 3. Williams snatches the rebound and brings it up the court. Radford drives, missed it. Reeled in by Ty. Grady in rhythm.
That's a tough shot. It's a tough shot on full speed.
Here comes Jackson, draws the contact on the floor. When Quentin Jackson puts it in high gear, he is almost impossible to slow down.
Well, he has ability to use the Euro step slowly and cross you up. So you rarely get a charge against him. But I think that last possession, when Kentucky's running, Grady's a good shooter, but that's the hardest shot to shoot on a full speed and just cast it. Now, easily he could have stopped. Ball fake, because they're going to come to him. Got a guy in the corner, he'd be wide open. If he goes to him, you get the ball back.
The struggles for Grady continue tonight. He's just 1 for 7. Ty got his hands on it. Radford brings it back in. Under 10 minutes to go. Jackson stops. Kick out to Williams. Williams, step back. And an air ball. Looked pretty until it missed everything. And then Mintz fouled on the other end.
Now he's got to act like he's shooting. They're going to give him 2. Once you hear the whistle. A good no call on the miss by Williams. He got bumped a little bit after the shot.
So Davion Mintz to the free throw line. 71% on the year. It's easy to forget because it was such a disappointing last year for Kentucky, but he was so good.
Yeah.
And gets a friendly bounce on the first. Don't forget, coming up next, the SEC Now team will have a complete breakdown of both the games tonight. And highlights from the other 2 big games on the schedule, including Alabama knocking off LSU, as well as interviews with players and coaches and more. That'll begin at 10:30 Eastern time right here on the SEC Network. Dari, Fish, Patrick Young doing great work in studio. Mike Morgan, John Sunbold here at a sold-out Reed Arena. It's been a fever-pitch crowd from 2 hours before this game started all the way through. The Aggies would love nothing more than their first win against Kentucky in 4 years. Aggies have missed their last 6 shots. And that'll be 7. There's Cash. And he's fouled on the giddy-up.
And the Wildcats scrambling defensively. The penetration again, then the kick out. And because Jackson can make threes, you had 3 Kentucky players chasing him. Nobody put a body.
Okay. You know, we talked about waiting on the Kentucky run. It hasn't really happened yet, but what has happened for Kentucky is they have slowed down Texas A&M offensively.
If they don't make mistakes, if Kentucky doesn't turn it over, and they make A&M run half-court offense. First half that didn't happen. They turned it over, and we saw the excitement that the Aggies could push it. They want to push it because they can get good shooters open looks before Kentucky gets settled defensively.
An empty trip at the line, out of bounds to Kentucky. Kentucky has not led in this game. Grady, good look. He is just off tonight. Gets it back though. Grady, beautiful play by Kellen Grady to stay with it. And that's the first lead for the Wildcats.
Good term, stayed with it. Came right back to him. Shooters know when they miss. Chased it down, finished the play. We'll see how the Aggies respond, need a bucket.
Grady on a steal and a foul on who?
Wow. It looked like Grady beat him to the ball and then just took the ball. I think he was guarding Taylor. Taylor going over the top. I think Grady ran right to the ball and took it from Cash.
We had a pretty good look at that from here. Didn't see the
they
contact.
Knew the same play happened in the first half, and Grady was just almost there, didn't get it this time. I thought he beat the offensive player to the ball.
Coach Calipari agrees with you. 8 on the shot clock. Jackson going to work. Swings it out into the corner. Taylor on a runner. Got it.
Shot. Wow, tough shot.
Right over Keon Brooks, and the Aggies are back on top. Brooks inside, dumps down low, beautiful feed, and that's the first basket for Ware.
And this is the pace that Buzz Williams worried about today, right? The ball goes in, Kentucky's going to fly right back down the court.
Yeah, he knew all the numbers. He was quoting how many seconds Kentucky averages per possession, how many fast break points they get. Don't want to see this turn into a track meet. Brooks, quick hands. Great hustle that time by Taylor.
Playing above his years. Smart, quick, tough.
Jackson into the paint, bounce pass inside, and the reverse layup is true for Henry Coleman. Tie trapped, and wisely throws it off of Jackson out of bounds. Kentucky basketball when we come back.
A&M brilliant on the offensive at times. You put it in Q Jackson's hands. He'll produce. Coleman with an easy one.
I mentioned the last time the Aggies defeated the Kentucky Wildcats 4 years ago in 2018. That is Robert Williams, now in the NBA, doing fine work for the Boston Celtics. First a block, then a slam. Robert Williams was an enforcer when he played here in College Station. Another alley-oop slam. That is DJ Hogue on the three-pointer. And TJ Starks would cap it. And the Aggies would win it 85-74. Of course, that was a different coaching regime, different players.
That was a good team.
Yeah, it was a really good team, and the Aggies have gone through some tough times. And they make the coaching change, and first couple of years, a little bit of hot, a lot of cold, particularly last season, as we mentioned, well documented. It was a forgettable year for Texas A&M basketball in multiple ways, and then the low expectations. I think Buzz Williams is the kind of guy that knows how to use that as motivation for this team. He will remind you that they were picked second to last in the SEC this year. A lot of people were not that familiar with their roster. Not a ton of returning talent back, and here they are, a chance to go 5-0 and win their 9th consecutive game.
A team that seems to be building momentum week in and week out every time we see it.
Grady to Mintz.
That's rhythm right there.
That is beautiful looking offense, and that's a three-point bomb.
Terrific pass, and then Mintz caught it right in rhythm as a shooter.
Kentucky in the lead for just the second time tonight.
Now see if Kentucky can settle in defensively and quit taking chances. Good block.
Blocked by Toppin. Inside, two-hand flush. Henry Coleman drops the hammer.
How about the freshman again, Wade Taylor? Penetration, find a teammate.
He is a good-looking player out of Lancaster, Texas. Washington drops a dime himself to Toppin.
It's kind of the same offense, both ends of the floor now. Can any of the guards contain the other one so they don't get to the lane? Nope.
Diarra had it blocked away. Here's Ty on the push. Finds Grady for three. Off the iron, no. Still shooting woes for Kellen Grady tonight. He is 1 for 9 from behind the arc.
And I thought they had numbers. I love Grady as a shooter, but when you're not making them and you've got numbers, take advantage of your other guy.
Look at Henry Coleman flying in for the offensive rebound. Bit of a force though, and now it's Mintz on the cradle.
Keep an eye on Grady. He went down hard, maybe his left leg.
Alley-oop from Washington. Toppin couldn't finish. Well, hopefully Toppin is okay as he. And meanwhile, Kellen Grady is limping. Well, if we can get a shot of Kellen Grady over to our left, but he is hobbling back the other way.
You know, his left knee went underneath him when that last rebound on the defensive end. He'll come out, see if he's okay.
Meanwhile, A&M, I mentioned they were the top three-point shooting team coming in. They have missed 12 consecutive threes. They are 1 for 18 from behind the arc, and somehow only down 2.
Yeah, they've had a lot of games. We did the Arkansas game. They gave up 20 offensive rebounds to Arkansas.
That's right.
Buzz Williams looked at the stat sheet and said, well, we should not have won this. But we did.
One way or another. That's how they did it 2 years ago when he was SEC Coach of the Year. Coleman goes to work. And can't get the bounce. Cash. I'll tell you what, they're getting quality minutes from Aaron Cash.
Okay, I'm going to tell you what. Big Oscar not only had to defend Coleman, but then he had to try to go get the rebound. Nobody else is helping Oscar inside.
He can't do it alone. Oscar Tshiebwe then picks up the foul. His second. Tshiebwe 6 points. He had 11 rebounds at the half. He still has 11 rebounds. Tshiebwe will pick up number 12 off the brick at the line by Cash.
Cash now 0 of 3 from the free throw line. Does not look comfortable there tonight.
Under 5 minutes to go. Washington rise and fire right between the eyes of Marcus Williams. Beautiful shot.
Yeah, big rhythm. Rhythm bounce before the shot.
4-point lead for Kentucky.
Ty Washington, outstanding numbers this season. Can be a rhythm shooter just like that. Shooters take it off the bounce. You've got to ready to defend him because he's going to put it up quickly.
Yeah, this just almost looks effortless with his offensive game.
Oh, what a shot, man.
Coleman again. Coleman has got beast mode here in this second half. An and one.
The ability of Marcus Williams to get down the lane and get it high off the glass. Because of how high he shoots it, offensive rebounders have more time to get to that rim. Coleman, what a beast inside.
17 points to lead all scores. Henry Coleman, the transfer from Duke, averaging over 18 points a game in conference play. Well, if A&M loses this game, they're going to look back at some missed free throws. They're fortunate to get it back. 5 of 13 from the charity stripe and a timeout called by Buzz Williams. 4:15 to play. We will take it with them. 2-point game. Don't go away. Exciting times here at Reed Arena. Mike Morgan, John Sunvold here at Reed Arena, where the Aggies are 10-0 this season. It's been a battle from the opening tip. Neither team has been particularly sharp offensively. If you see the three-point shooting, not great. Free throw shooting for A&M has been downright bad. Second chance points, Kentucky with 17. The story for the Aggies has been Henry Coleman with another great performance in the league play. The story for Kentucky, for me, John, up to this point, is that here you are, you got Ty Washington with a very quiet 6 points. You've got Kellen Grady with perhaps the worst shooting performance of his life, and yet you're up 2 points.
Game's on the line, 4 minutes to go on the road. That's where you want to be.
Yeah,
right? If you're the better team, that's where you want to be. And Buzz Williams would take the same. 4 minutes, down 2. Home crowd is loud, boisterous, and it has been a fight inside, and Coleman has been terrific.
And all 12,000 strong standing up in anticipation of perhaps an upset win against the number 12 team in America, Kentucky. Radford with 3 to shoot.
Get the shot.
Jackson, desperation launch, grazes the front iron and scooped up by Mintz. Washington, pretty. Ty Washington.
So smooth.
Young man out of Phoenix, Arizona. And that silences the crowd temporarily. Jackson, tough 3. Back iron. Felt like a settle.
Numbers.
And Jackson came out of nowhere and blocked it out of bounds.
4-on-2 numbers. You got to know where guys are. Mintz wide open in the corner on the left side. Terrific hustle.
Are you with me? Not wild about the last shot by Quentin Jackson.
Yeah, you know, they put it in his hands, but they have not been able to get much on the offensive end, the Aggies.
Seems like you can get something better there. Washington, no, and there on the rebound. Cash lost it, and A&M gets it back.
Wow, missed opportunity. Good steal by Toppin. Couldn't finish the play.
Under 3 minutes to play. Radford on the attack. Radford, look at that! A straight-on drive off the window and in.
I think he was being guarded by the freshman Ty Washington. They called the play from the sideline. 14 Boots. Boots took it right down the rim.
Diarra on Mintz. Mintz lost it. Picked it up, trying to get a timeout. Jump ball. Arrow goes to the Aggies.
Quick substitution for Buzz Williams. He gets Marcus Williams back in the game.
A coach's box warning for both Buzz Williams and John Calipari. You think these two guys are not into the game?
I think the warning is that they finally are in their box.
Yeah, exactly. They've been outside the box for the better part of 40 minutes.
See what they call this time. Last time down, 14 Boots. Boots is the nickname for Tyrese Radford, and they called his number.
Oh, this game just has a March feel to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's fun.
Every possession, so much anxiety for both these teams. Inside, Coleman blocked. Cash picks it up.
Plenty of time.
Shot clock at 10. And timeout called by Buzz Williams. That'll leave the Aggies with 1 timeout for the final 2 minutes and 3 seconds.
Active hands by Tshiebwe on that drive by Coleman. Coleman thought he had one.
Yeah.
Tshiebwe's got such quick hands. That's why it's such a great rebound. Knocked it away.
All right, so you've got 9 seconds on the shot clock. What is Buzz Williams telling his team?
Well, let's see. Last time down, the thing that worked was Radford. Now, he's the quiet one. He's not one that's a big scorer. But it sure worked because I think they liked the matchup that Ty Washington, the freshman, was on. Radford's a 6'2", but he's really not a guard. He plays like a forward. Loves the left hand, loves to go to his left.
On the other end, when Kentucky gets it back, you'd have to think Ty gets a touch, does he not?
Yeah, I think so. They're just so out of sorts. They've played away from the rim. They've taken a lot of time off the clock when they play that far away from the rim. Again, credit the Aggies defensively.
This game has been back and forth, nip and tuck. We haven't had many large leads at all and several lead changes in the second half.
The other matchup would be Wheeler at 5'9" on Marcus Williams. Williams is a pretty good high jumper on his jump shots.
Radford with 5, guarded by Toppin. Radford taking it to him and then just lost it. Lost the handle. Good defense by Toppin.
Great job by Toppin to get Radford to put it in his right hand. Left-hand dominant player.
Cash will come in for Marcus Williams for defense and rebounding. 12th turnover on the Aggies. Under 2 minutes to go.
Wheeler's been in big situations in his career. Tends to make big plays when he has to.
Guarded by Diarra. Wheeler. There's Ty. Washington double teamed. Back to Wheeler with 8.
Boy, great defense.
Wheeler with 4, a runner missed it. Tshiebwe, rebound, no. Second opportunity, Toppin, and then a whistle. Jacob Toppin going top floor for the offensive rebound.
The key on any offensive possession, especially for Kentucky down the stretch, get it on the rim. Get it on the rim, don't let the shot clock go out. Tshiebwe gets it back on the rim. Toppin strong, thought he made it.
76% on the year from the line is Toppin.
And he's 2 of 2 tonight.
Back iron on the first. Now Williams comes back in for offense for the Aggies.
It's a miss, I know, Mike, but back iron's better than front iron.
I'm with you.
It's a release. He released it. No hesitation.
Looking into an ocean of white t-shirts. And Conley buries the second. One possession game, 61-58. Mintz comes in for Grady, who still looks a little bit hobbled.
That puts Mintz on cue. Jackson really good off the bounce. Diarra good off the bounce. Williams, Radford, all of them good off the bounce.
Little full court pressure from Kentucky. Williams into front court. Here's Radford.
Toppin's good with his feet.
Radford up top. Williams 8 to shoot. Williams on Ty. Kick out pass. Radford on a 3. Missed it short. And there's Mintz on the rebound under a minute to play.
Good defense. A decent look, but good defense.
Kentucky will bleed some clock. Shot clock at 10. Washington misfires. Rebound into Coleman's hands.
Boy, what a battle inside. Warriors.
Some grown men going at it in the paint right now for every rebound. I mean, Tshiebwe and Coleman, that's a battle.
Henry Coleman has come to play tonight.
So 27.2 remaining. Kentucky up by 3. 61-58. And for Buzz Williams and the Aggies, let's see. 1 timeout left. So 1 timeout left for Texas A&M, 2 for Kentucky. Down by 3. This is one of those you don't have to have a 3. You'd love it if you get one, but for Texas A&M, I mean, you've been cold all night long from behind the arc. That has not been working. 1 for 20. They have missed 19 of 20 3-pointers, so that might not be the objective here.
And they're only 5 of 13 from the free throw line, so you shouldn't be in this situation.
Right.
But you take anything you can get because they've not been able to get much against this Kentucky defense. They put it in Radford's hands a couple times. He's tried. They put it in Marcus Williams' hands. He's tried. When they've got it to Henry Coleman, he's had a little bit of success inside.
Coleman with a game-high 17 points to go along with 7 rebounds. Maybe he gets a paint touch here, and maybe they go through the former Duke Blue Devil on this possession. Boy, I can't say enough about the atmosphere here. I know it's been said before, we missed this desperately last year in college basketball. The home court advantage in this sport in a lot of ways is unlike any other. And to have this back and to have what we have had tonight at Reed Arena, can't beat it.
Well, Cal talks about it to Rupp Arena when they beat Tennessee. And then I watch UCLA with no fans. And then I turn on the playoff game and the Rams have 90,000 fans.
Right.
So, call me crazy. People should be in there cheering their teams on.
Marcus Williams gets it up top.
And Marcus Williams likes to go right. He'll fake it and go left down the road, but he likes to go right when he plays. Ooh, tough shot.
Diarra.
Early in the clock, too.
And Radford almost saved it, trying to find Taylor. Now 11.9. Go for a steal, and then you got to foul.
You got to foul quickly. You don't want this clock to run down at all. You don't want Kentucky the ability to catch it and play keep away.
Yep. And Kentucky ordinarily a good free throw shooting team, 15 of 22 tonight. Wheeler gets it to Mintz, who's bumped and fouled with 10.4 remaining.
The luxury of having a guy like Severe Wheeler take it out, right? An assist guy.
Right.
He's had a tough night tonight with the number of turnovers he's had. But again, the ability, you have to get that ball in. He got it in.
And you hit one here. And A&M is really behind the 8 ball.
And Mintz is 4 of 5 from the free throw line tonight. So the good part is he's been there. He's comfortable there.
Right.
Plus, he's the oldest guy in the building.
Yeah, I was going to say, you want a veteran in this spot. No timeouts left for Texas A&M, so after these free throws, you got to inbound it, fly up the floor.
As a free throw shooter, I always favored even having one-and-by guys in the lane. Because that's the norm.
Psychologically.
That's the normal thing. What a background.
Rattles the first one home.
There's a lot of rim.
Yes, it was. Shooter's touch, Davion Mintz will tell you.
Yes. Kentucky players at half court telling each other to stay down on any ball fakes.
Missed that one again. No timeouts. Here comes Williams, full throttle. Williams fires. Back iron. Tshiebwe collects the board, and that is going to do it. Kentucky on the road in front of an incredible crowd here at Reed Arena is going to pick a W up. It wasn't pretty. It was not the best shooting performance that this high-octane offense has enjoyed this year. They only had 30 at the half. That's the lowest first half total all season long for Big Blue. But the Wildcat fans who made the trip will have a fun celebration tonight and a fun trip home.
You talk about tough to win on the road.
Yeah.
It is in the SEC this year. We've seen a number of what we'll call upsets.
Right.
But when you go on the road and get a win, man, you celebrate.
No
that
question.
Right home.
And even though the Aggies did not shoot the ball well tonight, they certainly showed that they are for real.
Oh, yes. Taking
Kentucky down to the wire. They're not going anywhere. But it's going to be the Wildcats improving to 5-1 in the SEC. Bottom line, sometimes you got to win them ugly, John Sunvold. Kentucky picks up the dub.
Hey, a win's a win, but let's talk about the atmosphere in Reed Arena.
Yes.
What a night. What a great night. A&M played their hearts out. Great win by the Wildcats.
It was a pleasure being here in person for sure. Kentucky wins it by a final of 64-58 for John Sunvold and our entire SEC Network crew.